I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Crenshaw Corner. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the best part of my day, the best person I know, the wind beneath my wings, the rib that completes me, the Hillary to my Trevor.
See, I had my eyes closed because I was just wondering what you was going to say. Okay, Hillary to Trevor. Hillary, we know that's not the Clintons.
No,
so
I don't know if her side dude is Trevor. Not. I don't know about that.
Okay, so who we talking about?
Hillary Banks. Carlton's sister.
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
First of all, I never even knew his name was Trevor. You know what? Because now that you said it, now I have her voice in my head calling his name.
Yeah,
Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. Yes.
I love you, Hillary.
You know what? Whoosh. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, that was morbid, but go ahead. Let's go for it.
I'm just saying.
What up, people? What is going on, Crenshaw family? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw. Guys, what is going on? Like the way I said that?
Yeah, I mean, that was cute and everything. I like the way you did that.
Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, so that's my wife family. Family that is my wife.
What's up?
Family, as always, we always want to begin with just thank you. We always like to show a show of gratitude.
Yes.
And just thank you guys for listening. For our new family members.
Come on now.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
However you found us, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify.
Come on now.
Whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio.
Come on.
Or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for being a part.
Yes.
And as always, for our returning family members.
What's up, y'all?
You know how we feel about
Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome. Okay. I'm sorry.
Go with that again.
Yes.
So, family, thank you so much for just your support. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yes.
Babe, we almost a year into this.
Sticking power.
They got sticking power.
I don't know if that sounds good. But anyway, they got sticking power.
We're going to go with it.
Just go with it. Yes. It's almost been a year.
Almost been a year.
February 7th will be a year that we have came to you guys through your eardrums.
I didn't really know where you were going.
I didn't know either. To be honest, I got scared. I closed my eyes again. It was like a trip. I didn't know what I was going to say, that I closed my eyes like it was a trip.
Wow. I don't know what just happened.
Because for some reason I always want to talk like it's a visual thing versus a podcast. That's how I know that we need to be visual.
Yeah, but right now this is an audio medium. There you go. Coming to their ears.
Coming to their ears.
There you go.
Thank you. Help me.
Family.
Yes.
Even in 2021, I'm still
You're
accepting resumes.
Yeah.
It helps if your last name is already Crenshaw. That way I don't have to change any of the branding. But I'm just saying. So family is always so. Returning family members, we love you.
We love
thank
you guys.
So much.
We love you, new guys too. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we love you too.
We love you.
Thank you for being with us.
Yes.
As always, welcome to the cookout.
Yes.
We ask that you bring the aluminum foil so you can walk back.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Take something with you. Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can take something with you.
I don't know what's going on.
A Crenshaw nugget, a clubhouse gem. We just dropping gems. We just dropping gems.
So family, I've lost control early on in this process. I don't really know.
I'm sorry. It's Friday, babe.
Yeah.
Come on now. Friday.
Feel Good Friday.
What you calling it?
Feel Good Friday.
Feel Good Friday.
So I want to do something just a tad bit different. Actually, before I do that, let me finish off my thought.
You ain't going to housekeep?
I'm finishing housekeeping. We're in the process of housekeeping right now.
Okay, carry on.
Finish off my thought.
Finish your thought, baby.
So
wait, hold on. It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Okay, carry on.
We'll see what happens.
I just wanted to get the weather.
It'll be a flurry if it does.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow today, and then it's supposed to go until tomorrow. So I'm just saying.
You're right. We'll see what happens.
Okay, no problem.
So we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We do.
What that means is that we can be found on the social.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, all under Crenshaw Corner. And, of course, you can email us anytime at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Family, we so love hearing from you. We love your feedback. We love your emails. We just love hearing from you.
Yes, we do.
So,
yes.
Before we jump into this.
You don't want to jump?
Before we jump.
Daddy make you want to
jump. Wow.
Okay, carry on. I'm sorry. I ain't going to do it no more. Squirrel.
I saw something interesting.
Okay.
So, family, I'm pretty sure you've heard us say from time to time on the podcast, We're not in this for numbers. We're not in this for likes. This is our therapy session.
It really is our therapy session.
We love the fact that you listen. We love the fact that you come along this journey.
Bring your family members. Bring your family members?
Binge, listen every episode.
Subscribe.
Every episode twice. Listen to it.
Come on now.
But we were never into this for the downloads or for the likes or anything like that. So I really don't pay attention to like the numbers. I don't really pay attention to the subscriber numbers. I really don't pay attention to the download numbers. What we try to do is just give you the best content that we can, and hope that it resonates with you in some kind of way.
The best part of us.
Yeah, just give you. It's like Folgers in your cup. It's the best part of waking up.
It's Folgers in your. It's a Crenshaws in your ear.
If you remember that, you're old. I'm just saying.
Listen, we should do that. The best part of waking up is Crenshaws in your ear. Okay, go ahead.
No copyright intended.
And the vocals don't belong to me.
The Crenshaws don't own the right to that particular music.
Or the vocals.
But what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted.
Say it, baby. Say it.
Agent.
I
found something very interesting.
Okay.
We are global.
Are we global?
We are global.
Ooh.
Which is amazing to me. And here's what I mean by that. So when we talk to the family and when we say thank you family and we love you family, we're not just speaking to the family within the states or the continental USA. That's not who we're speaking to.
The what?
The continental USA.
Okay.
We're speaking to our family in Canada.
Wow.
We're speaking to our family in Russia. We're speaking to our family in Japan.
What?
We're speaking to our family in the UK.
Come on now.
We're speaking to our family in Taiwan.
Wow.
We're speaking to our family in Brazil.
Wow.
We're speaking to our family in France.
Wow.
Which is amazing to me.
When did you go? Because so many people have asked us how we're doing in reference to this. People who want to do a podcast and they're like, how you guys doing and how are the numbers? And we always tell them that we're not doing numbers. But I realize that when people do ask you, you will go check.
Yeah, I will.
So recently you checked? Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I saw that we're speaking to our family in Germany.
Oh my goodness.
Which is amazing. And I know I'm missing some more and I apologize.
We love you all over the world. We love you.
It's amazing. So I just wanted to take a moment just to say thank you.
Yeah.
It's amazing that our voice carries and reaches globally.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the majority of the family have no idea who we are.
Yeah.
We're just some voices in their radio.
Yeah, and they're taking a chance.
And they're taking a chance on us, and they come back. And so family, we never want to take this for granted.
Yeah, thank you.
What we do is never about us. Mm-hmm. And we just want to thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part.
Right.
As we always say, just thank you for being a part of this journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. I just
wanted to say that.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Hey. So
we love you guys.
Wow, that's normally how we end the show.
But I wanted to give them that same kind of, that same feeling.
So, babe, it's Friday.
It is.
It is. We've completed pretty much the first week of the new year.
We did.
I know at least the first work week of the new year. So, gorgeous, what are we talking about?
Okay, so I went around and did a poll.
Oh Lord, there you go in your poll.
And I had to do this poll because this was asked from how I want to say this. I don't know. Words are hard. So
take some syllables, put them in a particular order.
Right.
To form a word.
I got it.
And then take those words
and then form a sentence.
Put them in a different order to form a sentence.
Okay.
There you go.
Got you. Well, someone had asked us before, not someone, but a couple of people asked us before, because we are different in age.
We is
different in age.
There's an age difference?
There's an age difference.
How much?
You know what?
How much is our
No
age
one needs
difference?
to know how much.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
Is it a year?
Nope, it's 10.
So
10? So many people always ask me about it.
You's a decade older than me?
You want to do this right now?
You's a whole decade?
You want me to hit you?
You's a whole different demographic.
Don't play with me.
We not in the same demographic.
Don't play with me. Yes, we are, bruh. Yes, we are.
Yeah, go ahead.
But they always ask us, they were asking us, how did we make it work because of the age difference? And so the question came to us, and we want to talk about, I want to talk about, so I'm bringing it to you too. Does age make the difference? Does it make a difference in a marriage? Does the age make a difference? And so I want to know that from you, and we'll get into it, and then I'll tell you what the poll that I've taken and what women have said, because I took it from the women. I really didn't take it from the guys.
Because you don't really care what men think.
I really do care what men think.
I care what you think, fellas. I think.
You know. I care what you think. So do you think that the age makes a difference in the marriage?
As my mother would say, I'm going to be wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy.
On this particular answer.
Okay, be wish with the wash.
I'm going to be a little wishy-washy.
Okay.
Because I do not feel that there's a definitive answer to that question.
This is true.
I feel there's a lot of gray to it.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean by that. In certain situations, yes, age does matter when it comes to a marriage. Because with age should, and that's, everything I'm about to say is in air quotes here.
Okay.
But with age should come wisdom, which age should come experience. With age should come a different perspective on life and living in general.
Right.
So when you have a married couple where there's an age gap, I just say age gap.
Okay.
There's going to be different perspectives on situations. Right. There's going to be a different perspective on how things are viewed. There's going to be a different perspective on life experience because, of course, you've walked the earth a little longer than I have. You may have, and once again, we're talking in general terms here. Right. Everything doesn't apply for everyone.
So do not.
Yeah, don't
text, call, or email.
I'm saying you could though. Just be respectful when you do. Is all I'm saying. I mean, you more than welcome to text, email, send a carrier pigeon. But when you do, just be respectful.
Make sure your carrier pigeon is respectfully dressed.
In your view, just be respectful. You be respectful, I'll be respectful. And I think, like I said, because different experiences, different, it can. Because
it can make a difference.
It can make a difference because your views on life. Right. You know, a 30-year-old's view on life is going to be different than a 20-year-old's view on life. Right. So in certain aspects, it can make a difference. Now, should it be the end-all, be-all to a relationship? No. Right. No. Can a relationship work with an age difference of 10, 15 years? Yeah, absolutely. It definitely can. I think we've proven that. We're almost 21 years in. Yeah. And we're decade age different. Right. You know, I was 13.
You were not 13.
When we first got together. You were a substitute.
I was just up to your middle school. I would have hit you.
A substitute teacher in my middle school.
Whatever, sucker.
No, and you wanted me to stay after class.
No, sir.
Extra one-on-one tutoring.
Listen to nothing he says, people.
And as they say, it was history from now.
I don't like you.
I was just saying.
I think that, like I said, I'll give you the poll from what I got from different women that I asked. Because
now, hold on.
Yes.
Do you want me to give you the poll?
I can't. Can we do this right here now?
I'm saying.
Babe.
See, where your mind go. I'm talking about, I took a poll too.
Who you took a poll with, babe?
You don't know what I did.
You didn't even know the subject, so how you took a poll?
You don't know what I did.
You ain't take no poll.
You don't know, boo.
You ain't take no poll.
You don't know, boo.
Anyway.
But go ahead with what you were saying.
Anyway, so here's the situation. I asked.
Nonsense, violence. It's not a good policy.
See, but when I sing, you are hostile.
You must ignore it.
So I talked to some couples that the woman was younger and the man was older, and I talked to some where the women were younger. No, vice versa, basically what I'm trying to say. So when I talked to the women in reference who are married to older men, right? It was funny to me because what they said was that they, especially if it was a 10 or 15 year gap, okay, that as the men were already settled, but as they got older, they got more settled. Right. And they felt like they were at the height of their sexual peak and the height of wanting to do things. And again, this is general people. General terms. And this is their perspective about their marriage. Right. They were at the height of their sexual peak and they were at the height of wanting to do things. And then they realized they looked one day and they had an older husband who did not, because I guess in the beginning, because the thought process was in the beginning he wasn't like that. Right. But if you've been married 10 to 15 years and he's already 50 or something like that. Now there's a lot of men who are 65, 70, 75, 80 out here doing their thing. So that's not what I'm saying. But what they were saying is that they just realized at one point it didn't dawn on them that they had married an old man.
Here's what's crazy with that. To kind of slightly on topic, slightly off topic. Coming from a societal view,
right,
when it comes to that, which is crazy.
I know what you're about to say, but go ahead.
From the viewpoint of a younger woman and an older man, it's okay. From the viewpoint of a older man and a younger woman, he an old dirty something, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it is though.
Like it's okay for a younger woman to be with the older man because it's security, it's whatever it ever. But from the viewpoint of the older man, the younger woman, what he doing with her, he got this young thing. He don't know he an old cougar, he a dirty old man, which is kind of crazy to me.
Well, here's the thing with that too, though. But a lot of people look at the younger woman like she want his money, his pension check, and you be like, who is waiting for the pension check?
Now,
who is waiting for the pension check?
I'm not gonna lie, I done looked at a couple of people. And I thought the same thing.
Like, oh, she just waiting for him to keel over?
Yeah, okay. So we're being honest.
Yeah.
We're being honest. And family, you may agree, you may not agree. I don't really care on this one. I do think, though, once you get to a certain gap, it does
seem a little tricky.
A little odd.
A little tricky. Seem a little tricky.
A little odd is what I'm saying.
I believe that when a certain gap, that they've made an agreement, right? So, I believe that they've made an agreement. Like if someone,
so it's more of a business arrangement.
I'm just saying, like I believe, like if the man is 70 and the wife is 35 or 30, they've had that conversation. There's an agreement in that,
right? Because
again, he's 70, so there's an agreement that they love each other, but they have to come to agreement because he's getting older and she's marrying him. Someone has to take care of him. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like don't fix your face like that. I just believe I believe that that's a different kind of conversation, and I think there's a different type of agreement for that.
It's just for me. Once again, speaking just for me.
Okay.
This is strictly the views of Sanchez Crenshaw, not necessarily the views of Crenshaw Corner.
Right.
It's one thing to have a sugar daddy. It's another thing to have a sugar granddaddy.
Baby, what is that? But listen,
I'm just saying.
Whether it's a sugar daddy or a sugar, as you call it, a sugar granddaddy, I think, again, I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm saying is, but it's a mutual agreement. People get so offended by it,
right.
And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But what I am saying is that kind of gap, I really believe that there is a huge conversation about it and where they make an agreement about that. I really believe that. Y'all can feel how you want to feel, because that's a huge age gap, and I just believe that there's agreement going with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to belabor that point too long. I just like I said,
but you side eyeing me though.
I'm not side eyeing. It's just once again, it's just me.
Okay.
There are some couples out there where there's a larger, where some relationships there's a river. Some there's a stream.
You better not say ocean.
Some there's a creek. And then some there's the Mediterranean. I'm just saying.
You're just trying to put it out there.
Yeah, and if in any of those relationships, if the foundation is love,
right,
no one can say anything about it.
Exactly.
No matter what the gap is, no one can say anything about it. But once again, just for me, I just find it a little odd when the gap is a Mediterranean.
Okay, baby.
Is all I'm saying.
All I'm saying to you is this: that I believe there's agreement.
Okay. Well,
there's an agreement to that. That's all I got to say about it.
We'll leave that way.
Yes, we will.
So here's my question for you.
Okay.
Because we'll go back to the poll for a moment, but because there's a gap, like you said, there's a decade gap between you and I, and which is crazy when you think about it. And when I say this, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But when you think about it, when you were 10, when you were going into your adolescence, into your preteen years, 10, 11, 12, I was just being brought into this world. When you really think about it, which is a crazy concept when you think about it that way. So for you, wasn't an adjustment for you being with a younger man, marrying a younger man? Because when we got together, you were in your set 30s. I was in my find myself 20s.
What was it called again?
You were in your set 30s. I was in my find myself 20s.
Okay.
So for you, what type of an adjustment was it for you? Being with a younger man, not only being with a younger man, but marrying a younger man.
But here's the thing. I didn't think of it as being with a younger man. I thought of it as being with Sanchez, my best friend. I don't even know if age came into play, to be honest. as you said, I just like, wait a minute. Even now, age doesn't come into play with me. So I think I was just being with my best friend. We was having a good time that just happens to be find himself 20. Find himself 20 as you call it. I didn't think of anything else. I didn't even have an intention of anything but to be your best friend, and we hung out. I knew that I loved you. I knew that I was in love with you, but I did not want to be with you at first. And I think I've said this several times because I did not want to mess up our friendship. Our friendship was so good. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't want to. So I never considered your age. Even now, I never consider your age. I can't even explain that. And I think a lot of people, when they fall in love or they find the person they need to, I don't think age is not even in the conversation. Now, was it adjustment in reference to I can't even say to your mindset, because you've always been very mature. You've always been articulate. You've always been smart. We were always, when it comes to the mental capacity, we were always on the same level, so that might be another reason why I didn't even consider the age. Did you consider the age? I mean, it's not that you didn't know, but did you consider it?
Yeah, I was trying to get a Social Security check.
You know what?
I was trying to get the early retirement check.
No one likes you.
I was trying to be taken care of.
Was you really?
Yeah.
You had so many years to wait for that, bro, because I wasn't that much older than you. But go ahead. Wasn't.
For me, it never came to mind for me. Of course, I knew you were older. I knew you were more seasoned than me. But it was. But I didn't look at your age. I looked at you.
Right.
So for me, it wasn't necessarily an issue.
Right.
For my family, it was.
I was about to say, we didn't realize that it was an issue until your family, because my family did not care.
But because your family comes from that, though.
Yeah.
Like most of the women in your family has a
younger
dude.
Yeah. So I just, that's a generational thing.
Never
thought about. You're right. Of course, our parents, but I'm just saying, like, whoa, you're right.
It's a trend in your family.
It is a trend in our family.
Where in my family that's not necessarily something you are someone either of age or someone older.
Right.
But it was never really a younger.
But you got to remember, your grandparents and most of your family members have been together for forever, since teenagers.
Yeah, my grandparents have been together since they were like 16.
Yeah, so that's they're not looking at that.
Yeah, but that's the first time I actually even thought about it.
Is with the family.
As far as the age difference.
Yeah, me too. To be honest.
Yeah, when my family at that time. They're still my family. I mean, at the time, it's not
did you get rid of them?
It's not like I traded them in or nothing.
Like, anybody got $45 because you can have all of them right now. Yeah, but go ahead.
I mean, they're still my family, but just at that point in time,
right?
I never really thought about it until it became an issue with them.
Yeah,
and then that's when kind of societal complexes came to mind and how society viewed different things.
Right.
And for a brief moment, that concept kind of came to mind. But I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to let that go.
Isn't it funny how you have to be careful what you let into your marriage, what you let into your thought process, what you let into your relationships? Because if we were not already established and strong, that would have been a big thing, because I love my family because his family is my family, but they was trying to wreak havoc because of this age situation. It really was huge for them. And I will say this, I respected the thought process. When they said it out loud, like, do you know that you're 30 this and he's 20 this?
Right.
This is what was said to me. Go find somebody your own age. Why are you messing with a little boy? I never considered that until they said it out loud, and I was like, what?
Crazy.
Wait a minute. Let me think about this for a minute.
No, which is crazy to me because I was a whole grown man. But I was young. I mean, I was a young adult, but I was a whole grown man out here.
But to them, a boy, and it was so funny because when they said it, I had never put our ages together. I just knew that I wanted to be with Sanchez. Right. I knew that I loved Sanchez. I knew that he was amazing. I knew that we loved our kids. I knew that. So when they actually said the words, said the age difference, and go find somebody, and you are a boy and I need to find somebody in my own age group, it did make me do a pause. I really had to check myself for a minute too, though. I really, really did, because I had never checked myself on it because I never considered it. So it made me check myself, and had I not been strong in what I knew we had,
right,
it could have definitely been like, you know what?
It can, because, and that's, I've noticed in some conversations I've had and some people I've interacted with that are in similar situations, where the wife is older than the husband.
Right.
if you're not careful, outside forces can start to intervene.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And because what I've noticed, what'll happen is that the wife will start treating the husband as a young person.
But we can't do that because that's another conversation.
Yeah,
we're doing a whole podcast
that's
on that. So we can't, because that's real talk.
Yeah.
That is real talk right there.
Yeah,
and then they put in your mind that he's younger, and now you treat him like he your son versus your husband. But we need to talk about that. I cannot wait to talk about that.
We normally don't do this, family. We normally don't give teasers about future episodes. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to just throw it out there. We are doing an upcoming episode.
Yes.
We're asking the question. Are you his wife or his mother?
Mm-hmm. Are you wifey or you mommy?
Are you mommy?
And that's the truth. And are you daddy or are you hubby? And that's the truth. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, so we are doing that.
But anyway. So off task. But when they said it, I was like, whoa. And then which made me think, if you were my son, how would I feel? You know, it transformed everything. That's why you have to be strong-minded in what you believe. Because then it was like, okay, so if one of our sons come home and they 23 and they come home with this woman who 33, how's we feeling about that? You know what I'm saying? So we had to really think about that. And I just was like, I never considered. I just knew that. Like I said, I just knew that I loved you. And I think when I talked to the women and I did the poll, that was their thought process. Like, all I knew is I loved you. So here's the thing, because one of the women was like, which means he's getting older, and because he's that much older than me, I may have to take care of him. And again, that doesn't mean everybody in a certain age is going to be sick and old.
Right.
But just talking in general terms, did you consider, because we were 10 years older, so when you're 60, I'm 70. When I'm 80, you're 70. Did you ever say to yourself, like, whoa, like, she's older than me and she may get sick, and do I want to put that work in to take care of her? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to my question? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, that particular thought process never came to mind until I got older.
Ooh.
So once, because I fell into the trap that a lot of young people fall into. Mm-hmm. When I was that age, I never thought about getting older. Right. I was that age. Right. I never thought about me being 30. Right. Me being 35, me being 40. Mm-hmm. I never thought about that. Right. So I wasn't really concerned with my own mortality at that point. Right. And when I say that, I'm not like I was trying to kill myself or anything like that, but it just wasn't a thought process for me. Right. Getting older, life insurance, all that stuff that adults do at that age, it really wasn't resonating with you. It was too far off in the future. So
when I'm rolling up to you talking about we getting life insurance, we gonna do this, that, and the other, you looking at me like, what?
Like, you doing what?
Right, I'm cool now.
So I wasn't, but when I started getting older, when I hit 25, when I hit 28, when I came out of my early 20s into my late 20s,
jumped into that 30,
and then when I hit that 30, and then I looked around and say, hold on, I've been around for 3 decades at that point.
I'm 30, she 40. Wait a minute, things are looking a little different now.
And at that point, I start looking at, okay, she's older than me.
Right.
She's okay. She's going to experience things before I do.
Right.
And at that point, I don't know if you and I have ever talked about this, but I started asking myself some questions. Right. When it came to that. Right. And what the answers were always the same. No matter what question I asked when it came to that particular topic, the answer was always the same. Okay. I love her. Right. So we'll work through it. Right. So I was willing to, if I got to take care of you, whatever comes our way, I'm willing to do it, or I'll be financially secure. I just pay somebody to do it.
Thank you. And you're such a good man.
I'll hit the golf course or something.
And as long as somebody got
me. Yeah, I mean, Roberta will make sure you're taken care of.
Thank you. Yeah. What's his name?
Huh?
What's his name?
No, her.
His name?
No, her.
You said Roberto?
Roberto.
Oh.
Like flat.
Oh.
Like flat.
Like Roberto.
Nah, ain't no
but anyway.
No crusty dude walking around my house.
But go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying she can be an older Roberta.
I need a younger Roberto.
Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know if there's any young Robertas. If there's a young Roberta.
We sorry.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I'm just saying, Roberta is not a young name.
Okay, carry on.
All I'm saying is all the Robertas that are born, they were born like they were 30 when they came out the womb.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, you gonna get it.
Roberta.
But here's the thing. I never thought until I got older, right? And and we've talked about this before, that because and I don't even know why I thought about this, but the fact that you were 10 years younger, would one day you look around and be like, I want someone younger. She's old or whatever. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be sexy regardless. I'm going to be fly regardless. If I'm 60, 70, I'm out here like Cicely Tyson. You hear what I'm telling you?
Oh, man, she's beautiful.
Ain't she gorgeous?
Oh,
she just
Tyson.
turned 94.
It's like 94, 96. Something.
She's gorgeous. So
90s.
here's the thing. So my thought process was never not to take care of myself. I never wanted, my thought process was never for you to take care of me. I never, we talk about this all the time. The thought process that me and you would keep our body right, because we don't want to put that burden on our children. At all. That's not something that we want to do to our children. But I definitely wanted to make sure that I didn't want to put that burden on you. I'm sorry. So of course I can't say what my health will be, but as long as I'm taking care of myself to make sure that I can't guarantee it, but I'm working towards to make sure that that's good. But I did not consider it like you until I got older and was like,
So here's two quick factoids.
Get it, factoids.
Factoids. As of December 19th, 2020, Miss Cicely Tyson turned 96 years old. Let me rephrase that. As of December, because I'm looking at a picture of her right now. As of December 19th, 2020, Miss Tyson turned 96 years young.
Yeah.
She's out here flourishing. But yeah, she's 96.
Gorgeous.
You know what I forgot?
What?
I forgot she was married to Miles Davis.
She was married to Miles Davis.
I forgot about that.
She was. And here's the thing. I believe that when you do what you love and you take care of yourself and you enjoy life, and I'm not saying she didn't have any ups or downs, especially at the age of that age, there was some ups, some downs.
She's seen some history.
She's seen some history.
Right.
But when you do what you love and you enjoy yourself, and so I just believe that you flourish, you just feel good, right? And so I didn't realize till I got older, and I was like, but what if he wants a younger woman?
Fun fact before you finish that thought process.
Fact me out.
Fun fact. Speaking of that, do you know with Miles Davis? Did you ever hear Miles Davis speak? Do you ever recall hearing him speak?
Nah, his music.
So if you ever recall hearing Miles Davis speak, he spoke with a very raspy, very almost congested type sound when he spoke.
Right.
And the reason being is that he had a sore throat for like 40 years.
A sore throat?
Yeah, he had a throat issue. That was an issue with his throat.
Right.
That the doctors wanted to have surgery on to correct it.
Right.
But he refused because he felt if he had surgery, it would mess up his sound.
Wow.
And he didn't want anything to interfere with the music.
And his music is amazing.
Because the music, his horn and his music was the most important thing to him.
Yeah.
And he didn't want anything to interfere with it.
Right.
So he never had this. He didn't have the surgery.
That's
so
awesome.
He walked around with a sore throat for like decades because he did not want to take that chance
of messing up the music.
Which
was his heartbeat. Right.
So, which I always found that fascinating. I'm a huge Miles. I love his music.
We do.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I just want to throw that out there.
No, you're fine.
Has nothing to do with anything.
Nothing. We went down a rabbit hole, but we're back. But that's when I think when I got older is when I started thinking, well, maybe, he is younger. What if he wants a younger woman? Blah, 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 blah. And then, just as fast as it came is as fast as it went. Because I am the younger woman. You understand? I am the younger, the older, and the middle-aged woman. Yeah. All that you need in one big, beautiful space.
It's a couple of different personalities I'm dealing with when I deal with you. So yeah, it's the older, the younger. It's all of them right there.
It's all. But I think that a lot of times when people think that like you're messing with a younger guy or you're messing with an older woman, I think like us, people are not even looking at that. They're looking at what they love. And you don't realize, like the young lady that I spoke to polled her, and she was like, I didn't realize he was an older man, so he became an older man. Like he don't want to do as much and stuff like that. And then she said one day she realized, let me calculate how old he is. Oh, that's why. Okay. Like.
So how did she deal with it though?
You know what? There's a compromise with that. There's a compromise. Not that he don't want to do anything, but he's more reserved and more relaxed than she is. She's ready to go, 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 go. And so she had to go, okay, let's compromise. We're going to compromise this. What do you like? Where do you like to go and what do you like to do? Even though it's boring to her, she's still willing to do it, and vice versa. I think, and that's any age group. Doesn't matter what age you are. You could be the same age and have a husband who just is not a person who wants to go out and do things.
Because that was us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually still us.
Not as much as it used to be.
Not
Woo,
as much.
thank you, Lord.
Yeah, but initially I was younger.
Yeah.
Early 20s when we got together, but I didn't like going anywhere.
But here's the thing: you are a younger guy in a 50-year-old man's body and mind, because you are not the typical. I was like, I'm ready to go. Get my bag. I'm out. And you like, yeah. Where we going?
Yeah, where we going? How
Is
are we
it
gonna be
necessary? I mean, so you saying you couldn't just sit next to me and let me rub your head and we just watch a movie?
I mean, it's close to 5 o'clock. It's about to be dinner time.
And you want to go somewhere?
Where we going?
Right. And your figure used to be like, for how long? So I don't even think that has anything to do with the age. I think that has to do with the personality and the person themselves. But she felt like he used to do it when they were first dating and when they were first married and even down the line. And then one day he turned this age group and was like, I'm good. I retired and I'm good, you know? And that's another thing, because even with, let's switch it around. How do you think that the older guys deal with younger women? What's your thoughts on that? That who want to go. What's your thought? Because it's the same kind of concept, but what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, my personal belief, and I could be totally wrong, but I think that's one of the things that attracts an older man to a younger woman.
Okay,
that youthful energy. It's that keeps them young.
Okay,
it's that on the go energy, that it's a different perspective on life. It's they see life differently because of the age gap.
Okay.
And because, like you said, and once again, we're talking in generals.
Right.
Because there are some young women who don't want to do anything.
Right.
There are some young women who
they love being home.
They love being in the house. They love being home.
Yes.
Get their comfy clothes on.
Yes. And it's going down.
Movie and they're good.
That's your daughter, but let's not talk about it.
So I'm speaking from experience.
Yes.
I see this every day. But I think that's part of the attraction, that youthful energy, because you have to have some type of youthful energy in your life. Right. Whether it's your spouse, whether it's your kids, whether it's something, you have to have that youthful energy in your life, that spark. Right. And I think that's one thing, like I said, that attracts older men to younger women. That spark.
That spark. Yeah. Right. Now the crazy part about it, I outdo you.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm older, but I outdo you in all areas when it comes to going out, hanging out, whatever. Because that's not in your wheelhouse. That's not your personality, yeah. You know. And I'm okay with that. You know, I just appreciate the fact that you compromise on that. You knew sooner or later you were gonna have to compromise on that because your wife was crazy.
You kept threatening to fight me, so I had no other choice but to compromise.
I just felt compelled. Like, how long we gonna sit in this house, bro? Yeah, now I done gave you 3 days. I gave you 3 days.
Every day you standing over me with your fist balls. I'm like, all right, let me get my sneakers and
I'm just saying.
Let's go to K&W. And
so do we? What's our stance on that then? Because I know we're talking about it, but what's our stance? Does age make a difference in a marriage? My stance is it depends on the people, the person. I don't know if it makes a difference, to be honest. And this it's my stance. I'm just saying, I think it depends the person, the relationship, and who they are. What's your thoughts? Because you pondering. Put your hand under your face, under your chin, and all this. What's that about, bro? You about to get philosophical? Wow. Not philosophical. Wow. Philosophical. Wow. Wow. What's your thoughts?
Thinking about hitting you in the head with an orange.
That's cool.
That's what I'm
it's really about. Cool. It's cool.
Because you be trying me.
I try you.
But what I'm thinking about, my stance is I think it's like anything else in life. It's an issue only if you make it an issue. Yeah. Yeah. And I think what happens is, and it's going to go back to a common theme that runs through every episode of the Crenshaw Corner. If you have a conversation up front. Right. Because what happens is any couple, whether they're same age, younger, older, they focus on being in love. And then they think that love is going to fix everything, and they don't think about the other stuff that's encompass love. They don't think about we're going to get older. Right. You may get sick. Right. I may get sick. Right. What does that look like if that happens?
Right. No matter the age.
Yeah, because we only want to focus on the good things. Right. We enjoy each other. We're having fun. We're traveling. We're going out. You know, he's buying me this, she's buying me that. Right. You know, we're sending the cute little text messages. So they focus on that, and then once life happens,
fast.
Yeah, and once they say I do, because I love you, family, and people say this all the time. People say it's not true or whatever, but your relationship does change the moment you say I do.
Yeah.
It does.
And I don't even know why. I believe that when that happens, there's a switch. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's a switch.
The moment the good reverend says, you may now kiss your bride.
Or is it the moment the good reverend said Mr. and Mrs. and that last name is the same?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That could be it too.
It could be the fact that we are so heavy on titles, right? And so I am no longer, my title has changed from girlfriend to wife. And whatever I've seen wives do in my family, or whatever I've seen wives do on TV, or wherever I think a wife should be done, there's a switch that switches that you think you need to become that. Instead of still being your same, you got to change your last name, but you're still the same woman that you were 24 hours ago, or the same man that you were 24 hours ago.
I think if we have those, and like I said, we talk about it all the time, if we have those hard conversations up front, age is not gonna matter at that point.
Right.
Age becomes an issue when we don't have the hard conversations up front.
Yeah.
Or even in the midst of it, when we don't have the hard conversations in the midst of it.
Right.
Because what happens is that you're mad at that person about something else.
Right.
But then their age becomes the issue of why you're mad at them.
Right. You're so young-minded. Or you think
so
like an old man.
Yeah. You know, well, it's because you're old why you don't want to do nothing. Or it's because you're young why you don't understand.
Right. Got you.
You've never experienced anything in life. You're too young to understand.
But that is so surface. That is not the underline of the current of what's really going on in your marriage.
It's simply because up front, and I go back to the conversation we just had when you said the poll you were taking, you were speaking to the younger lady. You were speaking to the young lady where she had almost an epiphany. It was like, oh, okay, he's acting like an old dude.
Right.
Because he's literally an old dude. And we don't think about that up front. We don't think about, okay, well, you're going to retire before me.
Right.
What does that look like for you?
What does it look like for both of us? Not just for you, for both of us.
Well, it starts with what does that look like for
you? Right.
And what is it, well, what do you plan on doing? You know, once you reach this certain age, what do you plan on doing? What does life look like for you?
Right.
It's almost like a job interview when people ask you, what is your 5, 10, 15-year
plan? Yeah.
You have to have those type of, especially when there is an age gap.
Yeah.
You have to have those conversations. Those are not the attractive conversations.
But they're the conversations that must be had.
Those are not, because we only want to have the cute conversations.
Attractive conversations.
Yeah, but especially when you're dealing with an age gap.
Right.
You have to have the unattractive, ugly, that's so ugly that you keep it buried under the floorboards type ugly.
Right. Conversation.
Yeah, where you don't even open the door to feed it. You just
scared. You scared.
Yeah, you throw the food under the door.
Slide it.
That ugly. Those are the type of conversations you have to have, especially when you're dealing with an age gap.
And I think, but here's the thing about that. That's the beauty of being married. But also, I gotta say this. You said that I want a future with you. So if that's what we want, then we need to look at the future, because the goal is you want me to get older, don't you? I mean, that means I'm living and I'm breathing.
Because I don't like the alternative.
Right. The alternative is I'm dead and I'm not here.
And we got whole column problems with that one.
You see? So you want me to get older, but the thought process is is what we do with that. How do we do that? What is it? What does it look like? And it doesn't have, of course, some people are not going to have it early in their marriage, but like you said, in the middle of that marriage, when you said to yourself, wait a minute, my wife is getting older, when you got older,
right,
and having that conversation like, okay, babe, because we had it, because I'm like, so we need to make sure that we have our insurance together. We need to make sure that we have a plan if one of us gets sick. Like, we need to as we got older, we started making sure that we took care of each other in that way too. Like, let me make sure that what you need, I'm going to be available to you, and what I need, whether it be insurance, whether it be whatever that we need, that will be available, because the goal is to spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah.
And so however it looks, and so we can't be scared to have that conversation. And it has to be a real conversation when there's an age gap. I mean, it's already a real conversation if it doesn't, but an age gap, you really have to have a bigger conversation.
Because, of course, and like we said, no one can control the future. No one can dictate or predict the future. We don't know, whether you're 20 or you're 60.
Right.
Anything can happen at any time.
Right.
But it's better to be prepared.
Right.
It's a old saying that I once heard in a really bad good movie.
A really bad good movie, baby.
Yeah, Under Siege. Steven Seagal. Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, but the movie's horrible.
Oh Lord.
But it's one of my favorite movies. But the villain in the movie, he had a quote that he always used to say, and it's chance favors a prepared mind. Once again, chance favors a prepared mind, which in essence means no, you can't control the future, but if you're prepared, you're better to deal with it when it comes,
right? When
the situation comes,
right?
So when you're dealing with an age gap, when you're dealing with someone who is older than you, whether it's the wife or the husband,
or younger than you,
it's better. You can't control the future, but do as much as you can to be prepared for it. So if your spouse gets sick, if something happens,
right,
we all get older,
right,
you're equipped to have those. You're equipped when it happens. You're equipped to have those conversations.
Right.
You're equipped to make sure you take care of them, because the ultimate goal of every marriage is to not take care of self, but to take care of your spouse.
Exactly, and take care of each other, and just make sure that you are understanding that when you got married, you said till death do us part, right? And that you want to spend your future with that person, no matter the situation. So, and not allowing people to dictate the relationship, right? And again, for me, my stance is, again, I don't know. I just loved you, and age never came in the forefront.
Yeah, this is one of those topics where there's not going to be the definitive answer.
No, there's no right or wrong answer to that.
No, because it's what works. It's what works for that relationship.
Case.
It's case by case. Like one thing we always say, you can't really tell someone how to do their marriage.
Exactly.
You can give them the fundamentals of what a successful marriage looks like.
Right.
But it's just like a house.
Right.
All I can do is give you the foundation for the house, but I can't tell you how to decorate it.
Right.
I can't tell you what furniture to buy. I can't tell you where to place that furniture.
It's your taste.
It's your taste.
It's your taste.
House.
That's right.
Same with the marriage. There are certain fundamentals of a marriage for it to be a successful marriage. It has to be.
Right.
But once you have those fundamentals, that foundation set, then you build that, you decorate the house however you want to decorate.
Right.
It's your taste.
And the beautiful thing about that, if you decorate the house, you can always change it. It's your house. It's your I think sometimes people be like, don't understand, it's your house, your marriage. You can do whatever you want to do in the way that works for you and your spouse. And I think that people need to understand that. So here's the thing. We've about to be 21 years. Married, and we've come a long way.
But we still
together. And I must say that I think that when I think about, because we're talking about the whole age difference, right? I can honestly say I still don't see the age difference unless we say it out our mouth. Because no one even knows the funny part, no one even knows there's an age difference.
Until I joke about it.
Yeah, no one even knows it. And not even that they don't know. And if they do know, they don't know that it's 10 years.
Yeah.
They never know that it's 10 years. They'd be like, so how old are you, Sanchez?
Which in turn, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because I don't know if they're saying you look real young.
Thank you, boo.
Or I look real old. Trying to figure that thing out.
You know what it is? You have, from the day that like I said before, your maturity level, the conversations. You're like a wise old guy at a very young age.
Yeah, but you call me a jerk most of the time, though.
Well, your delivery is very jerkish. You have jerk tendencies.
Wow.
And so I don't want to lie to the family. The family needs to know what I'm dealing with, but you can be. It depends. It's your delivery of how you say stuff sometime, and then you have those tendencies to be a jerk, and it's cool. Like it's who you are. I married all of the jerknism. You know what I'm saying? All of the jerk. I married it. I love it. I knew who you were when I married you, and I just been looking at you like.
Don't hold back. Tell me how you really feel.
Okay, I'm not. But anyway, so it's so funny because even now when we tell people that we have this age difference, they be like, "Really? Like for real?" I'm like, yeah. You don't know what to say to that point because they're like, but you guys act and look, and I'm like, it's just who we are. It's just a part of what we are. But we have an age difference. I love the age difference, to be honest. I have had gentlemen who, and that was really cute the way I said gentlemen, because I could have said some other words that weren't really nice, that were my age group.
Right.
Did not work for me. God was like, nah, sis, that's it. You know, that didn't work. But I will say this. I have never dated an older guy, like older than me. Like, I never dated them.
I'm going to take the battery out your iPhone.
It's
not even possible to do, but I'm gonna take.
Let me tell you what the problem is with this phone, family.
Out your iPhone.
I have, and because they just keep looking at me, and it's not even intentional. Because my phone, what I did was, I put my phone on vibrate on do not disturb. However, if you're one of my children, who have been calling me, I have a bypass on it. It's because I do a do not disturb on our phone about 8 o'clock. It's like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if one of the kids wants us, I have a bypass on it. And so what happens is, no matter when they call, I can have this phone on vibrate or anything, but if they call, my phone is going to ring. There's a bypass.
Bypass your battery.
So we can't do that. At first it's so funny because as we're doing this because normally we reach out and be like, hey guys, we're recording, and we didn't. So first time you heard it ring, guys, it was the baby son. This time you heard it ring, it's the baby daughter. Well, the only daughter, but the baby daughter, besides my little daughter-in-laws. But anyway, here's the thing. I know that we've grown together. We've talked. I mean, I don't know, but I never see you as a younger person. I'm not saying I didn't date older guys because, hey, I didn't like older guys, but I never was attracted to older guys. And I guess older guys wasn't attracted to me. So I've always had somebody on my age group. So you were, when I met you, it was funny, the youngest person that I had ever not dated, because I never dated you.
Right.
I just kind of like rolled up and looked at you like, yo, let's get married, bro. You busy? Let's do this thing. So how about you? Am I the first older woman before we go? Or did you mess with women your age group? Or did you mess with younger women? Or then you just was like out there? I already know what your answer is, but go ahead, player.
Wow, first of all, I mean, I don't really like the way you said that about me.
Go ahead.
I don't like the vibe.
Equal opportunist.
I don't like
but go
the
ahead.
vibe and or the impression.
You out here the equal opportunist
that you're giving the family.
I'm just saying.
Me.
Go ahead. So answer the question then, Mr. Crenshaw.
At one point in time in my life, I did an internship at the United Nations.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, I believed in giving the world a chance.
Come on now.
Is what I'm saying.
Right. That's what you do. So the age age ain't nothing but a number for you, my brother. No, I'm just asking.
I am
asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
I'm the complete opposite of you.
Okay.
I have always dealt in my career.
In what career, Sanchez?
In my career.
What career?
So throughout my career.
What career though?
I always
had you hung up your jersey.
I'm just saying.
Had you retired the jersey in your career?
I'm just saying. Throughout my career, I always had older managers.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. That's what we're calling it now. Yeah. Is that what we're doing? Mentors. Okay, so you didn't have no cheerleaders? I'm just asking some questions. There was no cheerleaders.
No. But
you still answer my question, bro.
You're not really giving me an opportunity.
Okay, carry on. Carry on.
Throughout my career, I've always.
You gonna keep calling it a career?
Throughout my career.
Okay, go ahead.
I've always dated or spoke to or dealt with older women.
Okay.
Even in my teenage years, I always dealt with older women. I never.
So you bamboozled me. You knew what you was doing.
Oh, I don't.
You were doing the lick the lips and looking at me real cool. That's what it was. Okay,
do you want me to speak?
Okay, my bad, my brother.
Do you just want to speak for both of us?
Speak. I'm gonna lean back.
I just want to know. So once again, even when I was a teenager, I always dealt with older women. I never really got along with women my own age, or definitely never got along with women younger than me. And it's not that; it's just how I looked at life and my perception on life and my personality. It did not gel well with women my age or younger, especially not younger.
Got you.
It didn't gel well with them. My sense of humor, the things I like, the things I'm into, it just never worked. And then the one time
you tried it,
that I did mess with someone that was actually my age, that was my trial marriage, did not work. Did not work at all.
I hate when you call it that, though. Don't call it a trial marriage. Don't call it that.
I did the free trial. And at the end of the subscription period, I decided
right
not to renew my subscription.
I see what you're saying.
What
I'm saying I got you.
No, but all jokes aside, she was a wonderful person. She was individually, she was a wonderful person. So when I say this family, I'm
Plus,
not,
she was your high school sweetheart.
Yeah, she was my high school sweetheart. The person that I married was the person I knew in high school. Not the person that she was at the time that we got married, which was my fault. It wasn't hers.
You fell in love with the memory.
I fell in love with the memory.
Right.
I was in love with the memory.
Right.
Once again, very sweet girl. She just at that time in my life, she was not the person for me. She most likely she made a great wife for someone else.
Right.
She just did not make a great wife for me.
For you.
And like
where
I said,
you were.
and where I was at that time.
Right, exactly.
And so I joke sometimes and understand I take marriage very serious. I joke sometimes with calling my trial wife, but my trial marriage, and I say that because it actually did set me up for this one. Because I learned what not to do. Right. As far as personality, as far as how to handle things, as far as conversations to have. Right. I learned what not to do.
Got you.
So, I'm appreciative for it.
So sweet.
Did I want to be married twice? No. Once I got married, I wanted to be forever.
Right.
But it's just that wasn't in the cards for that particular one.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So what's your final thoughts, babe?
My final thoughts is, I don't know. Tell me yours and I'll think about mine.
Oh, wow. That means she ain't got nothing to say, family.
It's a miracle. I don't, guys. I don't.
Don't force it if you don't have it.
I'm not gonna. I don't have a final thought. I think we've really cleared that. And give us give us your thoughts. Send us a message. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email address, whatever, and let us know your thoughts on it.
My final thought is really simple. Don't make things an issue that don't need to be. Mm-hmm. That's really my final thought. Yeah. And that's when it comes to AIDS. That comes to. Did I say AIDS?
Babe.
I think I did. I think I said the AIDS.
Baby, I try not to correct you.
Oh, Lord.
I'm hoping that when I give you the eye contact that you realize, I blinked twice. You didn't catch it?
I had channeled my grandmother.
You know, Annie Gigger.
I got one Annie Gigger story.
Oh, my gosh.
So, my grandmother, love her, best thing ever happened to my life was this particular 4'11" young lady. Because my grandmother was very short. She was like 4'10", 4'11". She might have been 5 feet. I don't know.
So I was tall to grandma.
Not that much.
Don't play with me.
But the one beautiful thing about my grandmother, she was a hypochondriac. So it didn't take much. If she saw something on the news,
she had it.
So this is during the 80s. This is during the time of Rock Hudson. Mm-hmm. This is when kind of AIDS became a big thing. Right. When it always been a thing, but when it kind of really hit. Right. The
airwaves.
The collective, collective, what I want to say, consciousness is what I want to say. The collective consciousness is what I want to say. So one day we're sitting, and one thing that was a tradition in my family, we always got together every Saturday at my grandparents' home. Right. It was always my mother, myself, my brother, my aunts, my cousin. We were always over there every Saturday. And so we're all sitting around one day, and the news story came on. It was Rock Hudson. They were talking about him. This is when he had first passed away. Right. And my grandmother looked at us, and in a very serious tone, almost scared, literally clutching her pearls, and said, "Oh, baby, I hope I ain't got the AIDS."
And y'all looking at her like, "Grandma?"
And my auntie turned around and went off on my
grandma. Mama, you know darn well.
But it was, and so when I said the AIDS, it just took me back to that moment.
To your grandma.
So my grandmother turned around and
Anna Giggy. Why do you say her whole name though? Annie Gigger.
You have to. And that's a maiden name. Her name was Annie Robinson.
I know, but you call her Annie Gigger.
You got to. It's just,
oh my gosh, cracks me up. But anyway.
So we just went squirrel.
We back.
So don't let things that are not an issue become an issue. Have the conversation.
Have the conversation.
Have the hard conversation. Have the ugly conversations.
Yeah.
But when you have them, just make sure you have them in a respectful way.
And make sure that you're having them because you guys want to have them and not because someone is having you think a certain way or feeling a certain way. So you want to have those conversations. But yeah, babe, I think we did that.
I think we did.
I think we did. Hopefully you got some gems, some nuggets or something out of that.
Yeah, so we're going to leave it with that. We told you from the beginning, every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Every blue moon.
Every blue
every so often.
Ever so often.
We may go down a rabbit hole.
Yes.
We may travel down a road that's not on the map.
Mm-hmm. But we back though.
You just gotta come with
But
us.
with the X's that says you are here or final destination, we made it. We made it to the final destination.
So family, as always, we love you.
Yes.
We thank you for listening. We
thank you
for being
so much.
As always, however you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's iHeartRadio, whether it's on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We consider ourselves an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials.
Yes.
We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all under Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
You can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.